fighting games and free to play, right? It's been talked about for a long time that fighting games should go free to play. Or at least some fighting games should go free to play. I don't know how I feel about it, because you have to think about it, right? On a good day for Street Fighter 6, let's talk about Street Fighter 6 real quick. On a good day for Street Fighter 6, actually, we can actually look at this. Let's see how many people are playing Street Fighter 6 on Steam right now. Okay, so there's 15,000 people online, basically, round that 5 up. There's basically 15,000 people online for Street Fighter 6 on Steam right now. I didn't notice that, Jesus Christ. So let's pretend that there's maybe like 25,000 on consoles, hopefully. That's only around like 40,000 people, 35,000 people, if we're lucky, right? So making a free-to-play fighting game, it's not like Fortnite, right? It's not like there's like millions of players playing fighting games at all time. And most fighting game players are playing different fighting games. So with it going free-to-play and completely relying on like costumes and new characters, maybe they make you pay for new stages, completely relying on that makes me worry, right? Because fighting games, where they're so niche, they get people excited for the start of the fighting game. Everybody wants to buy the new Street Fighter. Everybody wants to buy the new Tekken. Everybody's going to buy the new Mortal Kombat, right? So, like, the upfront there is what keeps fighting games alive, in my opinion. It's what gives them the funds to do more content for the game, and it funds their next projects, right? Taking that away and relying on skins to sell those fighting games, to keep the production of the fighting games, the new content coming, that's worrying, because it's like, how many people out of those post-launch, like 25,000 people, I mean, how many people bought Street Fighter 6, right? Street Fighter 6 sold over 4 million copies, okay? So $70, actually I think Street Fighter 6 was only $60, so $60 times 4 million, it's $240 million, right? So you're trying to recoup, that's $240 million that they're not getting upfront. Them not getting that $240 million, and they still have to pay their employees, everybody who made the game, they have to pay for marketing, recoup for the production of the game, how much the game costs to make, right? Not having that $240 million is a little worrying. They would have to recoup that $240 million on battle passes, characters, an ass ton of skins that are hella overpriced, right? And maybe stages, whatever else they can think to incorporate to make a buck. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. Because it's like, if they can't make that $240 million back, my thought is, right, okay, so there's two lines of thinking. Option A is, well, they'll just think that the free-to-play method isn't the way to go. Option B is it hurts the potential to get another entry in the franchise because they lost so much money, right? Regardless of whether it's Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat, there could be a potential, like, maybe like Capcom's like, hey, y'all made no money on that last game. We're not going to do another Street Fighter for like 10 years. That's my scary thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but my line of thinking is fighting games aren't Fortnite. Like, fighting games are so unknown that some people think that Chun-Li is from Fortnite. They're like, oh, bro, like, have you played Chun-Li in Fortnite yet? It's like, Chun-Li from Fortnite yet? It's like, fucker, she's from Street Fighter. And they're like, what's a Street Fighter, bro? Like, they're niche, bro. They're not gonna sell skins or battle passes like fucking Fortnite does. I think the first big test, because I think the first big test is going to be 2XKO, right? 2XKO is a big fighting game that's coming out and it's free to play. The only variable in this equation that I don't like personally, because it's too big of a variable, like, there's no control here. We have no control. There is only a major variable. And that major variable is that it's a game based on League of Legends. League of Legends is one of the most popular fucking games ever made, period. So, like, millions of people are going to play this on principle that it's League of Legends content, right? So I don't think it's a good variable. I do think that a 6 to 8 months, maybe a year into the life cycle of the game, we'll have a more accurate representation of that free-to-play model for fighting games, because a lot of people who play League of Legends are going to go into this fighting game and get their fucking ass kicked, and they're going to be like, oh, maybe this ain't for me, I'm going to go back to League of Legends, right? So, like, maybe 6 to 8 months or, like, a year in, we'll have a better representation of that free-to-play model for a fighting game, because it'll likely, at that point, be, like, dedicated fighting game players keeping it alive. So, 2XKO is kind of like the model that we're going to be looking at, but as of right now, I just don't think, like, taking that Street Fighter example, I don't think having that $240 million up front would do a fighting game any favors. I don't know. That's just me. You can let me know how you feel about it, but that's just me.